I'm back.
Bluntly.
Down on the ground.
One is you need to do everything local, even if you think globally. It means that you don't have to have a networked strategy.
Bluntly, and bluntly.
Growth be considered as a panacea concerning development.
Economic growth in the Congo is on the paper, but it's not the reality.
There's evidence, especially among students, before graduating, you can see.
It may be strong, but people who are dealing with this, this is the problem. Or white people are not.
Bluntly, oui, Vanessa Yombrania.
From time immemorial, nobody has eaten omelette without bringing eggs. That's why we must polish up economic strategies in order to skyrocket. Do you have any ideas about economic development and welfare? Join us in this program. Bluntly, and bluntly. Everything is under control. Keep in touch.
Hello everybody, welcome to the program. Bluntly, and bluntly. Everything is under control. Everything is definitely under control in this program. As you can see, today's Bluntly is going to be mesmerizing with a particular emphasis on something absolutely vital. We're going to scrutinize the political, the social, economic situation of the Democratic Republic of Congo with, somebody who is, vital for the country, for the Democratic Republic of Congo. That's why, without further delay, I would like to introduce my special guest to you. Hello. And I would like to greet Mr. Chani, Noel Chani, Janvita. If I pronounced properly your name?
Well, my name is pronounced Noel Chiani Mwajanvita.
Thank you so much. And you are a presidential candidate for the Democratic Republic of Congo about the upcoming election. We hope that, in 2018 or 19, we don't know exactly. Do you know where our elections are going to take place?
I think only God knows when the elections are going to take place in this country, but the Constitution and the Senko agreement, which was negotiated last year, called for election to be held before the end of this year.
Thank you. Would you take a seat?
Thank you.
Bluntly, and bluntly. Everything is under control. Everything is definitely under control in this program, as you can see. To move this country forward, we have, to refine the strategies. And I think that the political issues must be taken into consideration. Don't forget that Bluntly is the only Congolese broadcast where you can find joy, hope, and inspiration for a better future. Bluntly is presumably reaching the cruising altitude. But what's going on about the political landscape? Find out.
The Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, the largest country in Francophone Africa, has vast natural resources and spans on surface area of 2.3 million square kilometers. The country is still recovering from a series of conflicts that broke out in the 1990s, creating a protracted economic and social slump. A new agreement signed on December 31, 2016, after that of October 18, 2016, provides for a transition period during which power will be exercised jointly by Joseph Kabila and the opposition until his successor is elected in late 2017. Moreover, the signatories agree that no revision of the Constitution will be attempted in that period. On April 7, 2017, the President designated a new Prime Minister, contravening the December 31st agreement. The government has launched reforms to strengthen governance and transparency in the extractive industries, forestry, mining, and oil sector, and to improve the business climate. Currently, almost all contracts assigned by the government are accessible to the public. Despite a reduction in the poverty rate from 71% in 2005 to 64% in 2012, the poverty rate remains high in the DRC. The country is among the poorest countries in the world and was ranked 176 out of 187 countries on the latest United Nations Human Development Index 2015. The United Nations estimates that there are some 2.3 million displaced persons and refugees in the country and 323,000 DRC nationals living in refugees camps outside the country.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I would like to start by the first question, the simplest one. I know that you have been working for the World Bank. 3 decades you have spent in Washington, District of Columbia, working at the World Bank, and now you are back, in your country, the Democratic Republic of Congo. First of all, I would like to say, welcome back home.
Thank you so
And
much, sir.
what's the purpose of your return to the Democratic Republic of Congo?
Well, I haven't returned definitely yet. I'm still working for the World Bank in Washington, D.C., and I've been working for the World Bank for the last 25 years.
Yes.
But during my tenure at the World Bank, I worked on almost 85 countries. I've seen some countries making progress, and I've been part of that progress. I mentioned, for example, countries like the Republic of Senegal, or Cape Verde, or Botswana. I contributed very heavily to the development of these countries.
Yes.
But every time that I come back home here in the DRC, I notice that the country is not moving forward. It is stagnating, if not regressing. Regressing. I will give a few examples. For example, less than 10% of the population has access to water and electricity and telecommunication services.
Basic needs.
Basic needs.
Yeah.
85% of the active population is unemployed. You can just go on the street and you will see that plenty of people are wandering during the day.
Yes.
Not because they want just to be wandering, but simply because they don't have anything to do. They don't have a job.
But we have spent, 3 decades, almost, 30 years. What have you ever done for the Democratic Republic of Congo through the World Bank?
That's an excellent question. I am going to tell you, first of all, that when you are working for the World Bank, you are not allowed to work on your own native country.
Yes.
So, at the World Bank, I am not responsible
to help your country.
Hold on, allow me to speak. Yes, you are not allowed to work on your own country.
Yeah.
But back in 1987, when Mzee Laurent Desire Kabila became president, he called me to come back here and to help my country.
Yes.
I came here, and I am the person who co-chaired the Monetary Reform Committee within the Central Bank of the Congo.
Yes.
That committee designed, conceived the Congolese franc to replace the old currency, which was the Zaire currency, which was discredited.
Absolutely.
So I was very instrumental in that process. We launched the Congolese franc, and once we launched the Congolese franc, President Kabila at the time wanted first to appoint me as governor of the central bank. He changed his mind in last minute, and the pressure from
Deputy governor or governor?
Initially, he wanted me to be governor. Yes. And when he contacted the World Bank to ask for me to come back, he had offered for me to be governor. Once I come back, I was told that no, I was going to be deputy governor. I just did not agree with him on the assignment, and I knew that the deputy governor has no authority over monetary policy, and I was not going to make any difference. So, as a gentleman, we shook hand, and we agreed that I was going to go back to Washington, but continue to help the country differently. Second thing that I did, so first of all, on that first thing, I am the person who convinced the President Kabila, Mzee Laurent Desire Kabila, not to put his picture, his photo on the banknotes. That's how we have today the Congolese franc without the photo.
He accepted.
He accepted it. It was a tough battle, but I spent a lot of time in the Palais de la
explaining
why it was the right thing to do for the country, and he agreed. So I was very grateful that at least he was able to make that concession. Second thing, while I was in Washington, Mzee Laurent Desire Kabila called me again. When he saw that the newly introduced Congolese franc was losing ground, was losing value, he asked me, what should we do? The first thing that I told him is that we should grant independence to the central bank. At the time, he had just established what we call the Conseil d'administration, donc the board of the central bank, which comprised 12 members. Out of the 12 members, 7 were sitting government ministers. I told him, this is a no-no.
You have to put them aside.
You have to put them aside. And it was very tough for me to make that case, not only to the president, but in front of all the other ministers who were members of the board of the central bank.
You are too rigorous.
I was very rigorous. And those ministers were, for example, Minister Mawampanga, Badimani Mulumba, Pierre Victor Mpoi, Thomas Kanza, and so on and so forth. There were 7 of them. I convinced the president to do the right thing for the country by restructuring the board of the central bank to take out the ministers and have a board which was made only of technocrats.
Tell me, are you a retired person at the World Bank, or you still work there?
I am still active at the World Bank. I just took 1 month vacation.
How did they allow you to come to the DRC in order to run for the presidency, even though
they did not allow
the
me,
polls haven't yet taken place?
No, they did not allow me to come and run for the president in the DRC. I came to the DRC for family reasons. And while I'm here, everybody is speculating about why I'm in the country. But as you know, the election season has not begun yet.
Whether or not you're going to run for the presidency?
Well, the decision has been made, but for now, the election season has not begun yet, so we cannot start running for president. I can go around, give interviews. I cannot hold, for example, popular meetings. So those things, for now, are not are just a speculation.
Now let's talk about the DRC. Where is your country? I would like to start by a great statement, made by the former American, Martin Luther King. You said in life, if you cannot fly, run. If you cannot run, walk. If you don't walk, you can even crawl. What is the Democratic Republic of Congo doing right now? Are we crawling, running, flying?
The Democratic Republic of the Congo is at a crossroad.
At the crossroad.
At a crossroad. We can take
moving
off
forward or moving back.
Well, we have been stuck in the mud for some time now. And I believe that the key issue at this time is for the Congo to organize presidential and the legislative election according to the constitution and according to the December 31st, 2016 Sengo agreement. If we do organize the election and we have a leadership which comes out with legitimacy, I believe that there is a possibility for us to recoup and then do the right thing, start developing, concentrating on our effort on development. But for now, we are stuck because it is not very clear that we are going to have election, and when we are going to have election, it is not clear when those elections are going to take place. So again, I am making this player to all the authorities, both in the presidential majority, but also in the opposition and civil society, so that as Congolese, we can come together. And
like one united people.
One united people, and agree to organize the election according to those legal documents that we have, which are the Senko agreement and also the constitution of the Congo, which call for change at the top of the leadership of the country by December 31st, 2017.
Yeah, I heard that you have a Marshall plane, a very wonderful plane to move the country forward. And you even think that you'll be the best Congolese to change the economy of the DRC because you are a banker.
Yes, in fact, I have used my experience not only as development banker. As I said, I've been working for the World Bank for the last 25 years. But prior to that, I worked for commercial and investment banks in New York, JP Morgan Chase, Citibank, and the Republic National Bank of New York. I have a total of 35 years banking experience, both commercial, investment, and development banking. I have helped many countries to move from the group of lower income countries to become middle income countries.
Good.
I do have experience on how a country can be managed. I believe that I can bring that expertise to the DRC to take advantage of the natural resources that this country has to mobilize all the the Congolese population to unite instead of divide.
You are a sort of economist. Have you ever been, called by the President Kabila to do something here since, he took the father?
Well, I have been asked from time to time if I want to become Minister of Finance and this and that, but all those things have been speculation. They have been speculation. I have been asked if I want to be Minister of Finance, I want to be Prime Minister, but those things over the last 25 years, those things have been discussed back and forth. But I have never accepted any position when I feel...
Why do you refuse to work in your country?
No, I do not refuse to work in my country. I do refuse to work under conditions which will not lead for us to
What are those conditions? Can you describe us,
for example,
to us those conditions?
Okay, for example, today, the only condition that we have in front of us is for everybody in this country to respect the Constitution. And the Constitution calls for the President to step down by the end of 2017, and he must respect that. And then if we organize the election, people like us, we can go to the people of the Congo, ask them to vote for us. If we have legitimate leadership coming with legitimacy, with popular vote, I believe that we'll have the mandate to do the right thing to develop the country.
Let's talk about your vision, your Marshall Plan, something like $800 billion. Where will you find that money in 15 years in order to move the country forward? That's too ambitious.
No, that's not too ambitious. I think that considering the situation in which the Congo is today, we must do the real diagnostic, identify the real development challenges, and determine how much money
You're not going to treat symptoms, but you have diagnosed.
Please allow me to finish.
The DRC suffering from?
I have conducted a very thorough diagnostic of the situation of the country. And what is the situation today? As I said, the basic infrastructure are not there. The basic road, we cannot go from Boma to Kisangani by road. The population is almost 85% unemployed.
Yes.
So, and you see that there is no electricity, there is no water. Where I'm staying today, there have been almost 20 times electricity outage during the day. Those are not the condition for a country to develop. The environment for private sector development is terrible.
How will you find money?
Let me finish. The insecurity is almost everywhere.
Yes.
The money is going to be found. This Congo generates a lot of revenues.
Yes.
The problem is that this money which is generated does not go in the national budget. It goes into private pockets.
Because of mismanagement.
You know that it is very well known that 85% of the mining revenues don't go in the national budget. They go in private pockets. Where we are going to find the money is to fight bad governance, to fight corruption, to recover this money which is lost today and put it back in the national budget and use it to finance development projects. The second thing is we continue to maintain good relationship with the bilateral and multilateral donors.
Yes.
We'll maintain the same level of aid assistance which they have towards the Congo.
Yes.
And in addition to that, we will create good environment for private sector development. Good. We can attract money in terms of direct foreign investment.
Yes.
So the combination of these internally generated revenues, the bilateral and multilateral donors assistance, and also direct foreign investment will allow us to generate the $800 billion over a period of 15 years.
Yeah, let's be now more pragmatic. To move this country forward, there are many things to do simultaneously because the country is really falling apart. But if a question is asked, where should you start? The starting point to move this country forward?
That's an excellent question. I will first of all say that no, if and when I am president of the DRC, my top priority will be to protect the people of the Congo.
Good.
To restore peace and security throughout the land.
Yes.
By that I mean restructuring the army, the police, the security services, to make sure that not one single Congolese is killed on this land again, under any condition like what happened in the Kasai province that we are deploring all of us today. Kamwina Nsapu phenomenon, but in addition to Kamwina Nsapu, those things happen almost everywhere in the Congo, in the Kivus, in Bakongo, in Kinshasa, almost every day, Congolese are being killed. I am going to protect all the Congolese without exception. Second, I'm going to make sure that anyone who works, the civil servant, even in the private sector, everyone is paid correctly and is paid a decent salary. I intend to raise. When we talk about decent salary, I intend to raise the minimum guarantees
for a civil servant,
from the level where it is today, which is ridiculous, to at least $1,000 per month. To make sure that whoever gets paid $1,000 per month, can have enough sufficient resources to pay his rent or buy a house, to send the children to school, and to pay for medical bills.
Thank you.
And even save some money.
Thank you so much. Bluntly, and bluntly. Everything is under control. Everything is definitely under control in this program. As you can see, my guest, Mr. Noel Chan, is really knowledgeable about what's going on in the Democratic Republic of Congo. As the saying goes, quote, don't teach your grandmother to suck eggs, unquote. From time immemorial, nobody has eaten omelette without breaking eggs. That's why we must polish up economic strategies in order to skyrocket. Do you have any ideas about economic development and well-being? Join us in this program. That's our motto, our slogan. Stick around as usual. We'll be back after the break. Find out. I'm back.
Bluntly.
Down on the ground.
One is you need to make everything local, even if you think globally. It means that you don't have to have a networked strategy.
Bluntly and bluntly.
Growth be considered as a panacea concerning development.
Economic growth in the Congo is on the paper, but it's not the reality.
Evidence, especially among students before graduating, you can see.
It may be strong, but people who are dealing with this is the problem. Or white people are not.
Bluntly, oui, Vanessa Yombrania.
From time immemorial, nobody has eaten omelette without bringing eggs. That's why we must polish up economic strategies in order to skyrocket. Do you have any ideas about economic development and welfare? Join us in this program. Bluntly, and bluntly. Everything is under control. Keep in touch.
Bluntly and bluntly.
Bluntly is well done.
Bluntly is very nice.
In DRC, bluntly is an obligation.
Bluntly is exciting.
Bluntly is my passion.
Wherever you are, work bluntly.
Bluntly with Anissa Yomorania.
Think to bluntly. English is the reality in DRC.
Bluntly, bluntly, and bluntly. Everything is under control.
Thank you. Yeah. The following question is the second segment of the program. I would like to put a particular emphasis on something very good. Investment opportunities in the Democratic Republic of Congo. We cannot take off if, investment opportunities are not taken, into consideration. And what should be done to attract investors? I know that the business climate should be like the starting point about it.
Yes, very good. Should I start now?
Yes.
Well,
as you are known around the globe, I know that investors will be coming,
So is
every
it recording
time.
now or not?
Yes, yeah, we are recording. We have the floor.
Oh, okay, great.
Yes.
Well, let me say this. For a country like the Democratic Republic of the Congo to attract investment, we must do things in an orderly manner.
Good.
We have political challenges.
Yes.
We have development challenges. We have social and humanitarian challenges. I believe that political issues must be resolved first before we can concentrate on the economy and on how we can attract investment. Today, Congo is perceived as a very high political risk.
Good.
Because all the institutions in the land are out of legal mandate.
Yes.
The President of the Republic, the National Assembly, the Senate, the Provincial Assembly, almost everyone.
The mandate has expired.
The mandate have expired. Under those conditions, it's very difficult to attract the foreign investment.
Absolutely.
So let's organize the elections first and get legitimate institutions put in place.
Good.
And then those legitimate institutions are going to put in place a good environment to attract the foreign investment. When we do that, Congo, with all the natural resources that we have, shall be able to attract tons of foreign investment. What are the natural resources that Congo has today, which can constitute good basis to attract the foreign investment?
Yeah.
We are known to have a repertoire of 1,100 different precious metal and raw materials worth some $38,000 billion.
Wow.
We are known to have about 100,000 megawatt of hydroelectric power, of which we use only 1,700. We can, for example, develop what they call Grand Inga Dam, which is a huge investment project.
The best one in Africa.
The best one in Africa, the biggest one in Africa,
biggest one,
which is going to cost about $80 billion. And if we construct Grand Inga Dam, we should be able to raise every year about $15 billion of revenues.
Wow.
So this is a massive investment project.
You have figures.
Beyond this, I will tell you that we have, for example, agricultural potential. We have 120 million hectares, as they say them in French, of arable land, good for agriculture. We use barely.
We have to mechanize agriculture in this country.
We can mechanize agriculture. So that we can have locally produced food stuff that we can use for our own consumption, but also export to other African countries, but also to outside countries outside of Africa. We have 135 million hectares of forest. We can use the forest to develop, for example, the wood sector, to make the furniture, things like that. So we have all those natural resources which are untapped today because of the political risk, bad governance, poor leadership, and lack of vision. So let's change those things, and you are going to see that Congo is going to take.
Let me ask you a small question. To reach the level of South Africa, of Canada, how long it's going to take if you are elected president?
Well, I have my Marshall Plan is designed to be implemented over 15 years. I don't say that in 15 years we will be exactly like Canada or South Africa, but we will have made tremendous progress. Which progress do you intend to make? One, I believe that in 15 years we can move from the group of lower income countries to become middle income country.
Good.
Second thing, we can increase the gross domestic product per capita from $394 today, which is the lowest in the world, to at least $15,000 in 15 years. We can create a situation of full employment where every single Congolese has a job and will be busy working. If we do those things, and in addition to that, I'm telling you that we are going to build a network of road and highway to link all the provinces of the Congo. We are going to build railroad to link all the provinces of the Congo.
In
addition to that, we'll have launched a massive program of accelerated industrialization, which means that we are going to transform some of the raw materials that we have into semi-finished and finished good in the Congo, and therefore creating jobs for the Congolese instead of shipping those jobs overseas. So those are the things that you can achieve.
How can you answer those who think that Mr. TSHIANI NOEL is talking too much like all Congolese? You're too much about nothing. What he's talking about is like a nightmare. Is it a nightmare what you're talking about?
What I'm talking about is based on very specific professional experience.
Yes.
Those people who say those kind of stuff,
yes,
they don't know what they're talking about. Yes. I am a development specialist. Yes. I have done it somewhere else. Yes. As a matter of fact, you can see this book which summarized my vision for the Congo, which is called The Force of Change. It was, the foreword of the book was written by the former president of Senegal, Son Excellence Abdul Diouf.
And when you talk about the change, even Tshisekedi used to talk about the change here in this country, but change has never ever happened.
No, let me finish. Don't compare me to a statement. Mr. Tshisekedi, I have highest respect for him, but we are not in the same class today. So let's concentrate on my development vision for the future. So this vision has been reviewed by former head of state, Abdul Diouf. He's saying that if it is implemented, Congo is going to be fundamentally transformed. So I think that Abdul Diouf is not any kind of person. He's a credible person. So when he talks, people should listen.
Let me read something here. You wrote your biography, very interesting, is really rich. And you wrote something very important here. From 1960 to the present day, the Democratic Republic of Congo has been ruled by 4 heads of state, namely Joseph Kasavubu, Joseph Mobutu, Laurent Désiré Kabila, and Joseph Kabila today. These Congolese gentlemen were either seminarians, soldiers, or leaders, or a rebellion. None of them was an experienced economist, a seasoned banker, and a refined servant of development like Dr. NOEL TSHIANI. Why do you underestimate the Congolese? Why do you despise?
Let's be say this. This document, first of all, is not written by me. It's written by a team which is supporting me. So they try to put forward all the qualification that I have, which can make the difference. But let me say this. Does that sentence say anything which is not true? I don't think so. In fact, President Kasavubu was a seminarian. Seminarian. Yes. President Mobutu was a soldier. Is it true? President Laurent Désiré Kabila was the leader of a rebel group. It's true. And President Joseph Kabila was a soldier.
Nobody was an economist.
Hold on. Whatever they say there is correct. And now the question is, am I an economist? Yes, I'm an economist. Were they economists? No, they were not economists. So the truth must be said. I don't see what is wrong by saying the truth.
Do we really need an economist to move this country forward?
Well, we don't necessarily
we need somebody who is willing to do things properly.
What I say is this. We need somebody who has a vision, who is educated, who is competent, who is honest, and who has the love of the Congo and the love of the people of the Congo, and who has the skills to develop the country and resolve the development challenges that the country is confronted with. Those issues, I believe that I can handle them very appropriately.
And let's talk about the middle class, because the country won't, really reach its goals if there is nothing done in terms of restructuring the economic system, the banking system, and mostly the middle class, how to even empower the young generation in order to incentivize their project. How can you do to be really useful about it?
Yes, in fact, you are asking a question which is at the heart of this development vision that I'm proposing. I believe, first of all, that one country cannot develop if it does not have good human resources. My plan intends to invest heavily in the youth, Congolese youth, by providing free and compulsory education from age 6 to age 17 until they finish high school. Second, when they go to college, I intend to restore the system of full scholarship for all the Congolese children. And I will tell you why I believe that that is the right thing for this country to do. Myself, I'm a product of free education. I went to elementary and high school in a public school, which was a good quality, free of charge. And when I finished school, at college, I received the scholarship to go to school in Belgium, in France, and in the United States until I finished my PhD in economics. I am the product of free education, and I thank the Democratic Republic of the Congo, my country, to have stood by me by providing me this financial assistance. As a matter of fact, the person who gave me the scholarship, the letter of scholarship,
Yes.
which was signed by the minister.
Yeah.
The minister at the time was Njelo Mpenge Osako.
Good.
The prime minister was Leon Kengo Wadondo.
Yes.
And the person who was the personal secretary of the minister was Lambert Mende Omalanga.
The current minister in charge
your
of
current
communication.
minister today. He's the
Yes.
one who gave me the letter of scholarship,
Wow.
which allowed me to go and study overseas. So you can
And
double
you
check
are thankful
with
to
him.
your country.
I am thankful
grateful.
to the country, and
Yeah.
I'm thankful to the people of the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Yes.
Because I went to school with, I would say, the taxpayers' money.
Yes.
Okay, now having done all of this, how can we develop the middle class?
Yes.
I say that we are going to invest heavily in education.
Yes.
We are going to invest heavily in health to ensure that people are very well maintained, and when they get sick, I'm going to
They will
introduce
no longer
here.
go abroad.
They will no longer go to abroad,
Yeah.
and I'm going to introduce a system here
Yes.
of what I call universal health insurance system,
Yeah.
where everybody is going to have a health insurance card
Yes.
that he can present, he or she
Yes.
can present to the medical office
Yeah.
and get free treatment
Without problem.
without any problem.
Yeah.
So that we don't have people who go and die at the door of the hospital because they don't have no money.
Yes.
That I'm going to do. The next thing is we are going to launch a major program of building labor-intensive
Yes.
infrastructure, meaning road, highway, railroad, airport,
Yes.
port, public school, public
Yes.
hospitals, using the Congolese labor.
Good.
By so doing, we are going to create jobs for everyone.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, because we will have introduced the system of minimum wage salary,
Good.
which means that anyone who works will have a salary which is sufficient for
But we
him
need the
to
figures.
support
We
his
talk about
family.
minimum salary. How much exactly?
I am talking about $1,000 at least
1,000.
a month.
Wow.
A month. That is going to be a big
Wow.
revolution
Wow.
in the Congo. And Congo has enough money
Yes.
to generate that kind of revenues to
Yes.
pay almost everybody a decent salary
Yeah.
if those who are in power are not just busy stealing the money, putting in their own private pocket. So that I'm going to do. Now, the last thing, how we are going to help the middle class.
Yes.
I said that we are going to launch a accelerated industrialization
Yes.
program,
Yes.
which means that the raw material that we produce today, which are exported overseas in raw form, they are going to be transformed locally. Into semi-finished and finished products.
Processing
By
here.
processing here. By
Yes.
so doing, we are going to create jobs for all the Congolese.
Good.
So my estimate is that by implementing my Marshall Plan over a period of 15 years,
Yes.
we will be able to create between 50 and 100 million jobs.
Yes.
Enough to absorb all the Congolese active population and even to import skilled labor
The
who will be
DRC
coming from other countries, such as African countries,
Yes.
Europe, the United States, or Asia.
The DRC has countless, people, brainy people abroad like you and others. But what's going on between you and your country, Congolese from the diaspora, and your political authorities? There is no link. You are not intertwined. What's going on?
Well, I deplore that situation.
Yeah.
When I will be the president of the DRC,
Yes.
one top priority will be to get those Congolese in the diaspora,
Human resources.
estimated 8 million people,
Wow.
to be welcomed back in their country. What am I going to do? First of all, any Congolese
Not
who is
everybody,
Congolese,
the most competent people who can be useful.
no,
to
any
the country.
Congolese has the
Any
right to
Congolese.
come back to his country, whether
Yes.
he's competent or not.
Yes.
And those who are qualified, they
Yes.
will apply for jobs. They will
Yes.
compete with against anybody here.
Absolutely.
And when they are selected, they should be welcome to come and live in the Congo.
Yes.
The second thing, this issue about double nationality, I'm going to change that. You
Yes.
know why? Because I feel that any Congolese who is overseas
Yeah.
and who has maybe
Can get
received
another
a
nationality.
second nationality,
Yes.
he did it maybe by to get opportunity, to have
Yes.
access to job environment,
Yes.
to be able to feed his family.
Good.
But that person continues to be very closely linked to the Congo.
Yeah.
That person is going to be recognized as Congolese, and he will be entitled to have the Congolese passport,
Yes.
and he can come back to the Congo whenever he wants and without giving explanation to anybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bluntly, bluntly, and bluntly. Everything is under control. I really hope that what we're talking about here is not like a voice crying in the wilderness. Our Congolese, political authorities, I think that they're watching blindly because, Dr. NOEL TSHIANI is getting the message across about the way forward to move the country forward without problem. Prepare yourself because English broadcasts have become mandatory on television. Additionally to Blunt, you are watching. We do have another vitally important called newscast. Newscast is also a golden opportunity to express yourself without impediment. Stick around as usual. We'll be back after the break. Don't change channels. Find out.
From now on, English program has become mandatory on television.
Watch newscast and you will be knowledgeable.
Newscast with Anissé Yomborania.
Last Friday, any morning, Congolese president set a particular emphasis on the implementation of outline.
Newscast with Anissé Yomborania.
Thanks for watching and goodbye from Kinshasa. Keep in touch.
Thank you. This is the last segment. We're going to conclude the program. Mr. NOEL TSHIANI. The first question and the most important when it comes to the last segment of Bluntly, whatever the topic, we always emphasize mindset. Congolese mindset. What should be done to change our psychology, our way of seeing things, our perspective for the future? It appears that we are not strong psychologically speaking about development issues.
Yes. In fact, that's a big issue. Yeah. I come back here and I spend some time watching television.
Yeah.
What I see on television is very demoralizing.
Yeah.
No, I see
boring.
People dancing all day,
yes.
Praying all day. I have nothing against praying. I have nothing against churches or religions.
Yes.
And I have nothing against playing music.
Yes.
Or dancing. But those things must be regulated in a way such that children sitting with the parents watching TV don't look to those girls who are half dressed.
Wow.
No, I just believe that we have an issue of moral.
There is immorality.
The immorality that we see on TV. But in addition to that, I will say one thing, that this country needs political leaders.
Yes.
When I am president, for example, I am going to introduce a system where the president will be addressing the nation once every week, even for 2 or 3 or 5 minutes, once every week. It is being done in the United States
subject.
On a very specific subject. For example, we are talking about immorality.
Yes.
It could be an issue for this Saturday, for example.
Yes.
Next week, we could be talking about children who don't want to go to school.
Yeah.
The president can tell them. A president like me is going to tell those kids, you know what? I reached where I am today because I went to school.
Absolutely.
From
kindergarten.
From the kindergarten to finishing my doctorate, and I did it with the support of my government. I want to support you too, so that you can become like me one day in the future. Those issues that people say here in Kinshasa, chance eloko pamba, must finish, because we must teach meritocracy to our children, so that they can know that if you want to move forward in life, go to school first.
Yes.
Once you go to school and you finish school, then you can start working and have experience and start contributing.
Good.
But just jump from nowhere to become anything miraculously, I think that the policy must be changed. And I intend to be very vocal on those issues to educate the Congolese children.
Yeah.
And even Congolese grown up. I believe that if we introduce that system where the head of state speaks every week, on every Saturday, for 2-3 minutes on a very specific issue, you will find that almost everybody in the country will be waiting to hear what the president has to say. So I'm going to change that. And in addition, I would like to work with religious leaders.
Good.
I would like to work with schools, teachers, to change the mentality. But by defining first what is wrong with us, what are we doing wrong, and what kind of mentalities we should adopt, which will be conducive to increase the development for the future.
Absolutely. I think that it's a fight to separate the wheat from the chaff in this country. It's a fight. It's a struggle.
Yes, and let me add also 2 things which are very dear to me.
Good.
I hear people talking about tribalism.
Tribalism.
And I want all the Congolese people to know that we are all equal.
Good.
Whether you are born in Kasai like me, or in Kinshasa, or in Kivu, Province Oriental, or Bakongo, we have a common denominator. We are Congolese.
Congo.
And we are all equal. No one should have more right or less right than anybody else. When I am president, I'm going to make sure that everybody is treated equal. Tribalism will be not only banished, but it will be punished under the law.
Will you end impunity in the DRC?
I'm going to end impunity, and I will tell you how.
Yeah.
I told that I'm going to increase the minimum salary to at least $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
In exchange, I expect the people to stop corruption.
Yeah.
If you are caught being corrupt or corrupting other people, you will be taken to court.
Yeah.
And if the court decided you will have to go to jail, you are going to go to jail and spend your time in jail. When you come out of the jail, you know what is going to happen to you? One, you can never work again in public administration.
Wow.
You cannot apply for elective office to become, for example, parliamentarian and things like that.
Yes.
And the third, you cannot apply for public participate in the public offering.
Yes.
For example, when the government is selling cars or selling something like that, you are not even allowed
That's a
to go and apply.
crackdown.
That will be a crackdown on corruption, and people are going to know when they will see that the people who are very close to me are being punished, 1, 2, or 3. I think that the message is going to be heard loud and clear.
What is killing this country is the fact that we no longer have role models. Will you be a role model?
I hope to be a good role model, and I believe I've been a good role model so far.
Yeah.
And I thought that I went from zero to become what I am today. And I went by working hard, by going to school, by benefiting from every single facility which is given to me by my government.
Yes.
I would like to create that kind of image and role model for other children, for the future.
For them
so
to follow suit.
So that for them to follow suit. For them to know that the first thing that the duty of the responsibility of a child is to go to school.
Good.
Because we are going to provide free education. There is no reason why a child should not go to school.
Yes.
So once he finishes school, he goes to college, he graduates. Our responsibility as the government is to create conditions for him to get a job, him or her. The second value that I would like also the Congolese people to have, besides fighting tribalism and fighting corruption, is equal treatment of men and women.
Good.
In the
Gender equality.
Gender equality. In the society today, what do we find? You find, I understand that the current administration reserve about 30% of the position in public administration to women. No, women represent 53% of the population. They should be given equal treatment, 50-50.
Yes.
So I intend to implement that kind of mental change in the country.
One important question. To make one's living in the DRC nowadays, there is an assertion that you have to be either a politician or a pastor. Churches. The proliferation of churches here. People are selling a miracle. The wind.
Yes, I've seen those things, and I want to change that mindset. I will tell you why. The reason why people are going to church that way, or they want to become politicians that way, it's because there is nothing else to do outside churches and politicians.
Absolutely.
I believe that if we create jobs, they will be so busy working in public schools, working in mining, working in trade, working in private businesses. They will make money. They will be supporting their children. They will not have the time. They will still have the time for God. But at the same time, they will spend most of the time doing what is productive to support their families.
Yes. And pastors in the Democratic Republic of Congo, as you know, selling miracles, as I talked about it. Nothing can be done in the DRC without referring to the superstitious vision. You know, you'll be killed by your father, by your uncle, by this, by that.
Those are negative mentality, which I think that we can only change by educating people appropriately. When people are not educated enough, they are subject to manipulation very easily. And I believe that if somebody has learned at school, has lived some experiences, he will be able to make the distinction between what is right and what is wrong. As far as I'm concerned, I'm Christian. I'm Catholic. I'm a practicing Catholic. So I do go to church, and I even serve in my church as Eucharistic minister. But at the end of the day, I do spend most of my time working and reserve some time to God activities. I would like also my compatriot to do the same, to have some activity which they do on a daily basis, but to have some moral values and practice religion to the extent possible, but not making it as God will have to come and then save you or give you things that you cannot deserve by not working hard. So I believe that the kind of mentality we will have to change it.
Yes, we do presumably have, a lot of anti-values in this country, and the paradigm shift has almost become legalized in the Democratic Republic of Congo. We no longer have values. What are our common denominators in this country? We have a common denominator.
I think that the Congolese, all the Congolese people, and we are 87 million of us, we have a common denominator. We are, first of all, Congolese. I'm telling you, I was, for example, traveling last week. I was, for example, traveling last week in Addis Ababa.
Yes.
And in the airport, I was wearing my suit with this Congolese flag.
Flag, yeah.
And as I was standing in line, I just saw this family coming, and the little boy who was 10 years old,
yeah,
he screamed so loud, and he came, he says, DRC,
Democratic
Republic of the Congo. He was so happy to come and see me.
Was he Congolese?
He was Congolese.
Yes.
And he was with his parent.
Good.
So the common denominator, the boy did not ask whether I was from Kasai, from Bakongo,
but you are
or
from
where.
Congo, from
so
the
the common thing, the common bond that we had, which attracted him to come towards me, was the Congolese flag. So I think that's the common thing that we should have, and we should defend and preserve that Congolese pride, the Congolese pride, the Congolese nationality.
Yeah.
So beyond that, I think that we can be different because different people have different ways of living.
Yeah.
That's normal, and I believe that the diversity is a part of the wealth that we should preserve.
Yes.
We should not fight diversity. We should accept that, no, you must be coming from a different part of the city or different part of the country. I might be coming from the other side. But while we are different, that is a wealth for the country. At the same time, we are the same because we are, after all, Congolese.
Good. We're going to end the program in a couple of seconds, but I would like to know, let me get back to economy. What should be done to de-dollarize our country? The dollarization is killing the country because the exchange rate has never been stable in this country. What will you do?
That's a very good question. As a matter of fact, I have thought about that issue and published this book, which is 500 pages. La bataille pour une monnaie nationale crédible, which means the battle to have a credible national currency, which means to end the dollarization and have a solid Congolese franc. As you can see here, it's a Congolese franc. And the idea of fighting the dollarization, that's, you can see it there. So it's a whole program to de-dollarize the economy, stop the end of the use of the dollar, and then promote the use of the Congolese franc. But as I said, before we can promote the value of the Congolese franc, we must do things in a certain way. The currency does not like political instability. Today, Congo is politically unstable. There is no legitimacy of the institution. We must conduct those political reforms, have the elections done as soon as possible, have legitimate leaders put in place, and then conceive economic reforms, monetary reforms, and then educate the population for them to know that we have all to use our own national currency, and by using our national currency, it's not only a matter of a symbol of national sovereignty, but at the same time, it is supporting the national economy. So we will end the dollarization, but I'm afraid that before the election, that is not possible. So put me in the Palais de la Nation,
then
and you will see that the Congolese franc is going to be a credible currency, and everybody is going to be proud not only of the currency, but everybody is going to be proud of the Congo as a country, and we will all be proud of each and every one of us as Congolese people.
Now, would you mind looking at this camera and get the message? This is the last one. Tell the Congolese people what you can do. How different are you, compared to other Congolese? Because we no longer believe, in Congolese. There is a mistrust in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Well, my fellow Congolese compatriots, I would like to thank RTNC too for giving me this opportunity to address you this message. I intend to run for president of the Democratic Republic of the Congo in the upcoming elections. I have a vision for a country to change the fate of everybody, to stabilize the country, to create conditions for accelerated economic development. Once I am elected president, I am going to mobilize each and every one of you so that we can change the fate of this country by putting focus on education, on health, on infrastructure, by building the road and accelerating industrialization so that every one of you can have a job and every one of you can be able to feed and support his family. I intend to do that, and I promise to you that I am going to protect each and every one Congolese so that never again on this territory of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, one single Congolese can be killed, either by a soldier, an army officer, or a bandit. I am going to make sure that I'm going to protect each and every one of you, and I hope to work very closely with everybody, from the opposition, from the presidential majority, but also from the civil society, to have a prosperous, stable, and progressing, developing Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Thank you so much. Bluntly, and bluntly. Everything is under control. Everything is definitely under control in this program, as you can see. Today's Bluntly was really mesmerizing. We have a special guest for Washington, District of Columbia. Can you imagine? You know, Mr. NOEL, TSHIANI, a doctor is really a brainy Congolese living in the United States of America, working at the World Bank. Can you imagine something absolutely vital? You know, Bluntly is the only Congolese broadcast where you can find joy, hope, and inspiration for a better future. Bluntly is presumably reaching the cruising altitude. All is well, that ends well. Thanks for watching and goodbye from Kinshasa. We are in Democratic Republic of Congo. All the best and keep in touch. Thank you. Thank you so much. Keep in touch.
Thank you so much,
Mr.
sir, for having
you
me.
are wonderful.
Thank you so much
Thank
for having me
Keep
here.
in touch and get
I
in
look
touch
forward
with
to
Bluntly.
coming back again.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Next
you.
time. Good.
Thank you.
I'm back.
Bluntly. Down on the ground.
One is you need to make everything local, even if you think globally. It means that you don't have to have a networked strategy.
Bluntly, and bluntly.
Growth be considered as a panacea concerning development.
Economic growth in the Congo is on the paper, but it's not the reality.
Evidence, especially among students before graduating, you can see.
It may be strong, but people who are dealing with this, this is the problem. Or white people are not.
Bluntly, oui, Vanessa Yomborania.
From time immemorial, nobody has eaten omelette without bringing eggs. That's why we must polish up economic strategies in order to skyrocket. Do you have any ideas about economic development and welfare? Join us in this program. Bluntly, and bluntly. Everything is under control. Keep in touch.